Chapter 2. Things that become to mind when I think about the beginning of us. Your mother and father, this might not have been as important to other people, but with you came a family, my only family, the generous gift, the airplane ticket to be with you all somewhere sunny on vacation. Their house smelled like warm, landed linens, and always, and I never wanted to leave when we visited. The way your mother touched the end of my hair made me want to crawl into her lap. Sometimes it felt like she loved me as much as she loved you. Their unquestioned acceptance about where my father was, and the lack of judgment when he declined their invitation to visit for the holidays, was a kindness I was grateful for. Cecilia, of course, was never discussed. You thoughtfully preface this with them before you brought me home. Whitney is wonderful. She is, but just so you know, my mother wouldn't have been someone you gossip among yourself. None of you had an appetite for anything but the pleasant. You were also perfect. You called your little sister darling and she adored you. You phoned home every night and I would listen from the hallway, wishing I could hear what your mother said that made you look like you did. You went home every other weekend to help your dad around the house. You helped. You babysit your small cousin and you knew your mother's banana bread recipe. You give your parents a card every year on their anniversary. My parents had never even mentioned their wedding. My father, he didn't return my message informing him I would be home for Thanksgiving that year. But I lied to you and I said I was angry. I met someone and that he was sent his best wishes for your family. The third was he hasn't spoke much since you and I met. We communicate mostly through our answering machine, and even when it had become a series of stealth, generic exchanges that I would have been embarrassed for you to hear. I'm still not sure how we got there. He and I, the lie was necessary, like the scattering of other lies I told you, so that you didn't suspect just how fucked up my family was. Family was too important to you. Neither of us could risk how the world truth but mine might change the way you saw me. That first apartment, I loved you the most there when it was morning. The way you pulled the to sheet over you like a hood and swept some more. The thick boy smell you left on our pillowcase. I was waking up early more then, before the sun most of the time to work at the end of the galley kitchen and was that was always so damn cold. I wore your bed up and drank tea from ceramic cup I painted for you at one of those pottery places. You call my name later on. The, when the floor had warmed and the light from the hand, the bench was enough for you to see the details of my flesh. You pulled me back in and we are experiment. You were bold and assertive and understood what my body was capable before I was. You fascinate me. You're confident, you're patient, the paimonic you had for me. Night was, guys, he was the one. Wait, guys, he was the one friend from college I stayed in touch with after I graduated. I didn't let on how much I like her because you seemed a bit jealous of her time with me and thought we drank too much. Although I give her very little as far as female friendship go. But still, you give us both flower on Valentine's Day, the year she was single. I invited her to dinner once a month or so. You sit at our third on the garbage pail peeled upside down. You always stop for the good bottle of wine on your way home from work. When the gossip took over, when she broke out the cigarette, you excused yourself politely and opened a book. One night we heard you speaking to your sister on the balcony while we smoked inside. Imagine, she was going through a breakup and she had called her brother not confident. Guys asked me what was wrong with you. Bad in bed? Temper? There had to be something because no man was this perfect. But there wasn't. Not then. Not that I understood. I used the word luck. I was lucky. I didn't have much, but I had you. Our work, our work. We didn't speak about it often. I envied your rising success and knew it. You were sensitive to the difference in our careers, our incomes. You were making money and I was dreaming. I had made next to nothing since graduation, except for few small freelance projects, but you support us generously and give me credit card saying only use it for whenever you need. But then you'll be hired at the architecture firm and promoted twice in the time it took me to write three short stories. Unpublished one. You would leave for work looking like you belong to someone else. My rejection letter came in like they were supposed to. This was part of the process. You remind me kindly and often. It will happen. Your unconditional belief in me felt magical. I desperately wanted to prove to myself that I was good as you thought I was. Meet me whenever you want today, please. I always met you back and then you chuckle when I fake expression and agree. While seeing your tin or curl up on the couch after dinner, exhausted, your office clothes still on. You would close your eyes while I read you my work, and you would smile at all of my best night. The night I saw you my first published story, you had shook as you took the heavy silk magazine. I thought of that often. The pride you had in me. I would see that shaking hand again years later, holding her tiny wet head marked with my blood. Bef- Before then, you asked me to marry you on 25th birthday. When a ring I sometimes still wear on my left hand.